Today we are discussing about one of the common presentations in toxicology, that is serotonin syndrome. Serotonin syndrome or serotonin toxicity. It's a potential life-threatening condition associated with increased serotogenic activity in central nervous system. It's precipitated by use of serotonergic drug and overactivation of both the peripheral and central postsynaptic 5-HT1A and most notably 5-HT2A receptors. We can see the nerve endings here, how increased serotonergic activity in neurons can produce increased basal ganglion output to motor cortex and uncontrolled activity of muscles. That is called as serotonin syndrome. The drugs comes under this group or which produces serotonergic syndrome can block the serotonin activity and there will be an increased basal ganglia output to motor cortex. Drugs which comes under this group that causes serotonin syndrome are amphetamines and its derivatives, that is ecstasy, dextromethamphetamine, sibutramine, which is not used nowadays, analgesics like cyclobenzaprine, fentanyl, meperidine, tramadol. Antidepressants are the most important drugs among this group because we get most of the time this antidepressant induced serotonin syndrome. A lot of drugs including lithium, MOA inhibitors, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, serotonin norepinephrine reuptake inhibitors, tricyclic antidepressants, all these drugs can produce serotonin syndrome. Antiemetic like metoclopramide and ondansetron also can produce serotonin syndrome. Anti-migraine drugs like carbamazepine, ergot alkaloids, triptans, valproic acid also can produce serotonin syndrome. Other drugs like cocaine, dextromethorphan, linezolid, that's an antibiotic, L-tryptophan 5-hydroxytryptophan, all can produce serotonin syndrome. A lot of agents which are not explained in the previous chart also can produce serotonin syndrome. That most important group is always antidepressant drugs. They can present to emergency room with various presentations of serotonin syndrome. So the antidepressant means including lithium. All these things can produce serotonin syndrome. Now we'll see the clinical features of serotonin syndrome. It can present with mental status changes, autonomic hyperactivity, neuromuscular abnormalities. Patients can have hyperthermia, agitation, slow continuous horizontal eye movements. It's referred as ocular clonus. Pupils can be dilated. This is a very important clinical finding in serotonin syndrome. Dilated pupils. Tremors, akathisia, deep tendon reflex, hyperreflexia, all those things are very common. Muscle clonus is very important. This is one of the diagnostic criteria. So, inducible or spontaneous muscle clonus, bilateral Babinski sign, which are also very common. Severe muscle rigidity is seen in many patients. Dry mucous membranes, flushed skin, increased sweating, increased bowel sounds, all those things also can occur in serotonin syndrome. If you see the serotonin syndrome, it can be divided into mental status changes, autonomic dysfunction, neuromuscular abnormalities, and other serious complications. So we have discussed about mental status changes like agitation, confusion, anxiety, restlessness, excitement, delirium, coma. Autonomic dysfunctions like hypertension, tachycardia, diaphoresis, hyperthermia, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. Neuromuscular abnormalities are very prominent. They are tremors, clonus, hyperreflexia, muscle rigidity, and akathisia. Other complication which does not come under neurological problem, it's mainly muscle problem, rhabdomyolysis, myoglobinuria, metabolic acidosis, renal failure, respiratory failure, seizures, death. All those things are most possibly due to the muscle problem. Now there is a criteria called as Hunter's criteria. The diagnosis of serotonin syndrome is made solely on the clinical grounds using the Hunter's criteria. To fulfill the Hunter's criteria, patient must have taken a serotonergic agent that we already seen the drugs which can produce serotonergic symptoms, and meet one of the following conditions, like patient can have spontaneous muscle clonus or inducible clonus plus agitation or diaphoresis, ocular clonus plus agitation or diaphoresis, tremors plus hyperreflexia, hypertonia plus temperature above 38 degrees Celsius plus ocular clonus or inducible clonus. These are the criteria. If one of the criteria is positive, then you can make a possible diagnosis of serotonin syndrome if the patient had taken any of the drugs which can present with serotonergic syndrome. Now, once you diagnose a patient who had taken some tablets and he has come with the features of serotonergic syndrome, you have to do some investigation and find out. The common investigation done in emergency room is, the most important investigation is creatine kinase, muscle enzyme. CK will be highly elevated, urine may show myoglobin, and all these things shows that patient is having active rhabdomyolysis. Okay, creatine may be elevated because of the muscle enzyme elevation, and that produces block in the renal tubules. So elevated creatine kinase, elevated creatine, all those things are part of the rhabdomyolysis. Other investigations like patient can have hypoglycemia, sugar should be checked, electrocardiogram should be done to rule out QTc interval alteration, other ECG changes should be ruled out, ABG should be done to rule out acidosis, and DIC panel should be done in any patient who is having severe rhabdomyolysis. PT, INR, APTT and fibrinogen should be done. Now, the treatment is, patients with severe disease may develop complications like DIC, rhabdomyolysis, metabolic acidosis, renal failure, myoglobinuria and ARDS. They should be treated with IV fluids. Normal saline can be given initially 30 ml per kg, and depending on the urine output you can give additional fluids. Antidote of serotonin syndrome is cyproheptadine. We will see the dose of the drug. Benzodiazepine can be used if the patient is agitated and patient is having seizures. Now, whenever patient come to emergency room with serotonin syndrome, we have to always take care of the patient's airway, breathing and circulation. ABC should be taken care. Then activated charcoal 1 gram per kg. Standard adult dose is 50 gram stat. Then treatment of seizures, it should be done with benzodiazepine like lorazepam. 4 to 5 milligram can be given initially. Then depending on the clinical scenario, we can repeat the dose. Rhabdomyolysis should be treated with IV fluids to prevent renal failure. So that should be continuously given to have a good urine output. Treatment for prolonged QRS interval is by soda bicarbonate, 1 to 2 milliequivalents per kg IV push. Doses may be repeated as and when required until the QRS interval narrows and blood pH reaches 7.5. Torsades D point, that's a type of ventricular arrhythmia, should be treated with magnesium sulfate. Initial dose is 2 gram IV over 2 minutes, then repeat after 10 minutes. Infusion also can be continued. Serotonin syndrome antidote is cyproheptadine. It's a histamine 1 receptor antagonist with non-specific 5-HT1A and 5-HT2A antagonistic properties. Initial dose of 12 mg is recommended, followed by 2 mg every 2 hours until the clinical response is seen. You can see the difference between serotonin syndrome and NMS. That's a type of drug-induced fever, neuroleptic malignant syndrome. So if you see the differences, there are only 3 differences. All other clinical findings are similar, and precipitating drugs also almost same, but typical antipsychotic, atypical antipsychotic and other dopaminergic antagonists, which all can produce this NMS. The major difference between these 2 clinical syndrome is, one is reflexes, deep tendon reflexes. In serotonin syndrome, you get hyperreflexia and clonus, whereas in NMS, you get hyporeflexia. Pupil is very important sign that in serotonin syndrome, you get mydriasis, and neuroleptic malignant syndrome, you get a normal pupil. bowel sounds can be hyperactive in serotonin syndrome. These are the three major differences between serotonin syndrome and NMS. Otherwise, the clinical features are almost similar. We have discussed about one of the most important toxidrome, that is serotonergic syndrome, can be produced by various drugs including antipsychotic drugs and lithium. The treatment is cyproheptadine. Antidote is cyproheptadine. Fluid should be given to prevent renal failure and rhabdomyolysis. Thank you.